this match. But here we go into the first game of the best of 5 between Amamake Police and Raptor Attack. And we'll put that HUD up, make sure our key bindings are right. And we'll start by introducing our teams who have made it all the way here. Here on the Dara side for Raptor Attack UK, it's going to be Gary Saurus playing the Medusa. Invoker, he's going to be handled in the mid lane by Husky. Ogre Magi, that's going to be Wookie Nookie. Lion is going to be handled by Monk. He seems to be going a little bit towards bottom. Meanwhile, Llamacorn playing the Abaddon at bottom. Meanwhile, for the Radiant side, it's going to be a Crystal Maiden handled by King of Amamake, probably where that name comes from. We've got Blue Melon playing the Sniper. Rubik will be handled by Ark. We've got a Lifestealer played by Antina. There we go. And then finally the Axe in the offlane is going to be played by Wei. And that'll set us up for this early game in the best of 5 finals. We get our last hits up on the board here. Interesting that there's only been one ward placed out for each side on the map right now. One is focused on the mid lane. The other is helping out the Abaddon in the off lane. And it doesn't really look like they're going to be going for a dual lane setup at all. So it's going to be safe lane try versus safe lane try. Raptor Attack ready to see if anybody came up there, but nobody was going to be taking the bait of trying to push the enemy team's bounty rune there. So Axe will get started with his blocks here, and he also is going to be alone at top. So in terms of creep cutting, I don't think they're going to be doing a whole lot with that. He's going to have to really try to keep himself in a good position. Meanwhile, Abaddon, he's playing up against a tri-lane himself, and King of Amamake and Ark are here. I think it has to get started with the telekinesis most likely, because the Abaddon can aphotic shield off the frostbite. Looks like they're going to be focusing on trying to harass him out a little bit here, and Abaddon might have some trouble going in the jungle. Looks like Llamacorn is getting sick and tired of Crystal Maiden's shenanigans here, and there was an early D ward out by the Rubik, so they take away the Abaddon's vision, and well, he's going to have to try to play around this now. Focusing on the mid lane matchup then, Sniper versus Invoker. Sniper has a couple more denies over the Invoker so far. Oh, actually, meanwhile, at bottom, Llamacorn taking some damage. Ark is going to be there with the telekinesis. They need some vision. Can they get the lift? They don't actually manage to get it. And Tina, could not manage to give the Rubik enough vision to get the lift, and that's going to result in a possible first blood being missed. Interesting TP by the Abaddon. I think most players would kind of prefer to go either to the tier 1 tower or to the shrine after that situation, just to save on the time spent to get back into lane. But he goes back to the base. Did he actually pick up anything here? No, I don't think he actually got any items. So that's going to be kind of interesting. If he lost out on anything, I don't think he did too much, because we've got a pretty full creep wave here. So I think he's completely fine even after backing up that far. But it is something to keep in mind that TPs can go to towers, TPs can go to shrines as well. Oh, in mid, Husky getting aggressive on the Blue Melon, but the Shrapnel is blocking off Husky's retreat. It could be a first blood in favor of the Sniper. He's trying to go forward. That's it! First blood to Blue Melon. Just kind of blocked him off with the Shrapnel. Could not allow him to retreat. And the Invoker, I'm not sure if he had an idea of what was going on in that situation. I think he realized that he couldn't really back up through the Shrapnel, but at the same time he really couldn't stand right next to the Sniper. He was right next to the creep wave, didn't really have a positional advantage either. There were too many creeps. He did an okay job of not taking the aggro of the creeps, but still definitely caught out of position there. He really did want to get aggressive onto a Sniper, but perhaps that might have not been the best time. Now an interesting position by the Abaddon. He's going to TP back to his tower here, so he clearly knew that he could do that. It was interesting in that he was trying to get experience while hidden away in the trees. Was having a little bit of fun trying to cut down some trees, making sure that he wasn't seen there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Llamacorn is going to be pursued underneath his tower right now. Ark decides to take the tower aggro, and he actually takes half of his HP as a result of that one. And Tina trying to get away with the rage. Lion cannot get in range for any kind of hexo, but Crystal Maiden has to be careful over to the side. She could be in so much trouble there, but luckily the vision was just not working out for them. And now Leicester back up to the tower with his rage available, so he can use that if there's any break in the CC that Raptor attack have. Blue Melon could be ganked on the mid lane. Ogre Magi standing out here. But what he doesn't realize is he's been completely scouted out by the Observer Ward. So Blue Melon knows to back up when the Ogre Magi starts to make his move. And Wookie Nookie really wants to get the Ignite off, but Blue Melon just holding the positional advantage. He's going to go find an Invis for himself here. Ooh, on the mid lane, King Amamake will be hit by the Ignite. Husky getting low, which means that he can't really engage here. He's gone Claw Lex. He doesn't have a Sunstrike, and they're trying to do some damage here. Sniper turned into a fish, but they're not really focusing their aggression right now, and Sniper is perfectly free to turn this around. Doesn't have an Assassinate, trying to put the damage onto the Lion, but can't quite get the shots uphill. Man, if only he had a level 6 there, surely the Lion would have been dead. But instead, they'll make their way over to the shrine and get all of their health and mana back. Alright, so we've actually had kind of a quiet start to this game. Husky hanging out at mid. I would imagine that he goes for a Hand of Midas, but he is having a lot of trouble here against the Sniper, who's having a small last hit lead. Oh, Tornado into Cold Snap. Sniper could be in some trouble. Where's the TP? It's coming in right now from the Rubik. Blue Melon still trying to get away. The damage isn't quite there. EMP, can it take down Blue Melon? Answer is no, but the last hit from the Lion will be able to do so. Or, by the Invoker, rather. I don't know why I said Lion did. I knew that was Invoker the whole time. Meanwhile, King of Amamake, he's going to go after Abaddon, or try to run away from Abaddon, rather, at bottom. Aphrodite Shield keeps the Abaddon alive for now. But Raptor attack, we're starting to look not too bad here. Now with the supports being pulled around the map, this is giving some room to Wei over at top. He doesn't have to be in the jungle anymore. And at level 4, he's not feeling too bad against the Medusa. Using the snake out there, it's just going to pick up the axe and nothing more. Quoth the Raven. It doesn't really look like we have any Ravens here. Maybe Rubik could get a Raven skirt or something. And Sniper's just absolutely dominating this lane with the denies right now. 11 over Invoker's 9. And you can tell the Invoker's getting a little bit triggered. Oh my gosh. Getting a little bit triggered over this because he's actually gone for 9 denies himself. And sometimes you won't see mids try to put that much priority on getting denies. But clearly he feels like he needs to keep the experience away from Blue Melon. Now Monk coming around the side once again here. Can he get the Hex out onto the Sniper, who is going to make his way back, but he might try to push over the high ground for the catapult. He really wants to get this last hit, and Ogre Magi is going to be coming around the side. Now, can Husky actually start anything here? Here they come around the side. Monk starts it out with the stun, looking to make sure they don't stack anything here. It was actually kind of well done, maybe a little bit on the Ogre Magi, but it is kind of tough to get. Nice Tornado out on the 2, but the Invoker's going to get hit by a call most likely here, and taken quite low. Husky will not be Culling Bladed here because Wei is not up to level 6, but they do change it into a 1-for-1 with a couple of nice rotations from the Axe and Rubik. And right now the Medusa currently at 42 for 25 right now, a little bit over the Lifestealer. And if we look at the net worth, we see a Lifestealer with a just 30 gold lead, so not too much at all. These heroes are very close together. We'll see if anything starts to separate them. And Leicester's actually picked up a Midas right now, so he's actually going to be increasing his gold quite a bit here. He starts to do a little bit of damage over to Abaddon, but it's not very smart, especially with the Abaddon nearly at level 6. So he very intelligently just backs up and doesn't pursue too much further. As Abaddon keeps his farm up here. So I would imagine that we're going to see, oh, actually, Tornado, EMP combo to Blue Melon, just trying to take the mana for Assassinate away from him. Husky, though, is taking a lot of damage underneath the Shrapnel. And yeah, snipers this day and age definitely do go for maxing of the Shrapnel. Refresher rune. Yeah, Abaddon's coming through here, but he's not going to pick it up. Meanwhile, King of Amamake, he saw a couple of heroes up there. Knows that he can't go too much further there, so he'll back away. Arc looking to get the Ogre Magi, but he's not going to have enough range for a telekinesis, so all he can do is just back up. They do get the ward over at mid, though. Nice little bit of gold going the way of Blue Melon, who's currently on a set of power treads, and he's going for the Maelstrom first. I don't mind this too much. It's a good amount of damage. Maelstrom is one of the most damage efficient items in the game right now, as some of my more experienced friends would tell me. So if the sniper can stay alive in a lot of these engagements, he is going to be pretty effective, especially with the huge damage output that you can get with the Maelstrom.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lion trying to get up here, but he's been fully scouted out by the Observer Ward. Can they go around the side, though? There's not as much vision here for the Radiant side, but they're going to think better of that and just move back over, possibly towards the mid lane, possibly somewhere else. Do need to look at the levels right now, actually, because if we look at it right now, both the Ogre Magi and the Lion, okay, they're even with Rubik and CM, but with the amount of rotating that they've done, I feel like the situation could be a little bit different soon. Blue Melon takes some damage from the EMP. Here comes Lion, though. He has been hasted up. Arc there with the telekinesis, and the call can be in there from Way. Nice little hex there from the Lion, but it's not going to stop him from dying the way of Sniper. Just a bit too far, and sometimes you got a hex, or a haste rune rather, and sometimes you got an enemy team that actually shows up to defend against your haste rune. So it was a good thought, but going underneath the tower range, not really the best idea for a Lion. Now the borrow time popped over on the bottom lane, and Llamacorn will be slowed down. There is the Frostbite, but easily A5 showed off, and he goes into the catapult trying to get the Infest Bomb, maybe a little bit late. Don't think that was getting the kill in any case. And they are setting up an ambush in the bottom lane. Llamacorn could find himself in trouble here. Has 20 seconds left on the borrow time. Where's his vision, though? He doesn't see the Crystal Maiden over to the side, and she sees him. This could be a trap, but she's actually just going to walk away over to the side, not bothering with the Abaddon right now. That could have been a really good opportunity for them. Generally, you do want to try to go into an Abaddon when his borrowed time is on cooldown, but they decide not to there. Blue Melon pops the smoke on Monk and Wookie Nookie. Does he actually end up seeing them here, though? Alright, he sees the Lion walking over to the side, nearly strutting his stuff here. Blue Melon trying to get some damage out. Wade does not have a Blink Dagger, but he could get the call onto the Ogre Magi, and the Shrapnel is perfectly placed from the Sniper as well. The damage is huge. I don't see an Ogre Magi getting out of this one in any way, shape, or form. And indeed, he does end up dying to Blue Melon once again. How unfortunate. Now we've got Crystal Maiden turned into a fish. He just starts fishing around. I don't even know if that was supposed to be a pun, honestly. I'll just kind of let it there and be done with it. I don't know why I'm still looking at last hits. We want to look at our net worth, which we see that Medusa is leading a little bit on. Even though Leicester did pick up Hand of Midas, he hasn't been able to farm as well. Borrow time popped at bottom. Llamacorn just doing that right away. He's going to have to be careful, though. Does not really want to go down without the borrowed time being available. Rage gets used at bottom. Interesting usage of spells here. And Llamacorn keeps moving around. Yeah, I feel like he might have popped his Rage a little bit too early there. It's not going to hurt him per se. It's just kind of strange that he used it so early. Now we've got Crystal Maiden caught out with an EMP. There's not really a whole chance in the world that she gets out of that one. Poor Crystal Maiden absolutely shattered in the river. And the gang squad from Raptor Attack UK manages to successfully get a kill there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very slow start to this game. Medusa, though, she's been farming up a storm so far. She actually nearly has a maelstrom as well, which the sniper, I believe, will be complete. Yeah, he's going to complete that soon. So, I don't know. The Lamacorn Abaddon is going to be allowed to farm up here. He seems to be going for a minus as well. Open Wounds comes out. He's got borrowed time available. The telekinesis there, and he'll be dropped right back down after the borrowed time. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, Invoker gets Culling Bladed by the axe. I believe that, yep, first usage of the Blink Dagger right there. So while the gank on the Abaddon did not go too well, the first usage of the Blink Dagger for Amamake Police, it turns out to be the decider on the mid lane. And Invoker takes another spill here, meaning that he's going to be a little bit more delayed in his Hand of Midas.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Axe coming up behind the Medusa will get the taunt off there. She still has a lot of tankiness here, but Axe could Culling Blade right through the Mana Shield if she's going to get low enough. He does have that available. Another blink available in a couple seconds, but she uses the ultimate into a tornado as well. Wei trying to get away. Is he actually going to make it, though? Another call? No, it's not going to be available. And now Wei also doesn't have enough mana for anything at all. No call, no Culling Blade. Can Invoker get this kill? Lion's trying to rush up here with a haste rune. Is he going to get stunned, though? Axe blinks away, and now Monk is left completely alone underneath the tower, taking some damage from the Rubik. Fortunately for him, though, the Rubik does not have enough mana for a Fade Bolt, and King of Amamake will arrive here without really anything to do. Man, such a close call there with the axe. They really couldn't quite get him, though. And now Raptor Attack UK, they seem to be going Death Ball down towards the middle lane, seeing if they can pick off the sniper. But Gang Squad is not going to be coming up roses there. They're just going to go over to a shrine and get a little bit more of their health and mana back. But we'll take a tower deny away from Antina. Meanwhile, in mid, Husky. Oh, wow. That was probably one of the most misplaced Earth Spikes I've seen in a while. But a beautiful tornado from Husky is going to pick up a few. But he has to get away from Sniper's Assassinate. It's going to come in there. He uses the magic, or the Fairy Fire, rather. And he is not going to be able to stay alive, unfortunately for him. That is what, the third force spill actually taken by the Invoker in this game, and he's really not been able to get his feet underneath him at all. It's going to turn to daytime here. We're only 9 kills in to a 16-minute match. Mid tower is taking some damage here. Invoker could get back for a deny. Actually does take it here. So that's 2 towers that got low and 2 towers got denied. But meanwhile in the mid lane, Frostbite, Shrapnel, Husky dead once again. There's no way he gets out of that one, and he's going to fall underneath the Shrapnel. Assassinate not even needed. Now Lion's going to try to get into the fight. Has his level 6, but he doesn't have enough mana for it. And Blue Mountain turns it right around with the Freezing Field from the Crystal Maiden as well. They take down 2 on the mid lane. And Lion really wanted to help there, but he just didn't manage his mana well enough there and could not get the finger off, which would have taken care of the sniper in that situation, but you kind of need mana for that. So Medusa still has been farming away. She hasn't died yet, hasn't taken a kill either. She's working on her Lincoln Sphere, and her damage is going to be pretty high moving through the jungle with her Switch Shot, her Maelstrom. She's going to be doing quite a bit right now. So this farming style for Raptor Attack UK is definitely going to be beneficial for the Medusa, but the only question is, can her team manage to keep the deaths low enough until they can really make a play with the Medusa in this game? So Axe, he has the Lifestealer inside. He's got a Blink Dagger. They're trying to make a play for the top tier 1 tower. Blue Melon will be hitting it down with the Maelstrom. And he's got a Dragon Lance incoming as well. Meanwhile, Raptor Attack UK, they've got Alacrity on a Medusa, and this cannot be understated, and just how effective it is in increasing her damage. Like right now, Raptor Attack UK have a lineup that's going to buff up this Medusa quite a bit. They've got Bloodlust, they've got Crisp of Avernus, they've got the Invoker Alacrity rather, That's a huge amount of damage that the Medusa is going to be able to put out in a very short time, and it works really well with the Maelstrom pickup as well. Now Invoker has picked up a Midas. How many Midases do we actually have on the board right now? That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. 3 Midases out right now. 2 on the dire side, 1 on the Radiant. Midas Gaming here, boys. Oh no way. Thinking about the blink out onto Medusa. What's his vision like? He doesn't actually see her too much here. They start pinging around her. Gary Saris, oh, he's in some trouble, and the taunt is going to be there. They pick up the Medusa. She doesn't even have time to ultimate there. Freezing Field, Culling Blade. They just drop everything and run. They're not even going to finish off the TPs to respond to that to the top lane. Instead, Raptor Attack UK, they'll be going for the tier 1 tower at bottom. Lextro TPs in. Looks like the entire Radiant side are going to be showing up for that one. They really don't want to give up their tier 1 tower. And honestly, why not? Tier 1 towers are pretty important. May as well keep them up. So right now, the Medusa actually takes a pretty big death there. She needs to try to limit those as this game goes on, because a lot of the dire success is going to depend on her. I mean, if she starts doing well, it's going to be tough to focus on the Invoker. Oh, man. Poor Abaddon getting his borrow time popped by the Shrapnel. Masha does pick up the Invis Renova towards bottom. King of Amamake in some trouble from Husky though, and he does have his Invoke up in a second. He could go for a Sunstrike. Meanwhile at mid, actually, they're going to pick up Monk though. It's most likely the Axe blinking in and getting that one. King of Amamake is not dead, and Invoker doesn't decide to invoke the Sunstrike. He does have the spells for it right now. I don't know if he actually... I don't know. She was off the map for quite a while. In any case, though, Amamake Police are going for the mid lane tower. Lifestealer gets the Rage and the Open Wounds. Beautiful call in by the Axe. He's spinning a couple of times. Lifestealer taking some damage, but Axe is going to fall. That's a fairly big kill for Raptor Attack UK. Meanwhile, though, Ogre Magi in a pretty good position, looking to go for R. Can they actually take him down with the Assassin? It looks like the answer is yes. Sniper picks up that one. He's got the Lifestealer inside. He's going to be taken rather low here, and those Medusa arrows are flying all over the place. Finger is out. Sniper near a kill. It's not going to happen, though. He's going to actually manage to finish his TP off, and now Antina trying to go for some big armlet toggles here. Husky smells some blood. He wants to go for this one, but Crystal Maiden is here. She's going to slow them down, and here comes the Freezing Field going right back in. Husky's there, and Antina with another beautiful armlet toggle to get him away from the damage. King of Amamake, he is going to fall, but I think he definitely did his duty there. So interesting fight right there. RA UK, they lose their tier 2 tower. I don't think it was a terrible... Well, they didn't lose their tier 2 tower, actually. It's still there. It's just very low. So they didn't lose that. They get an okay hold. They kill off the Axe, which is fairly big for them. They get their Medusa involved. Maybe their Invoker pursues a little bit too far. But it's honestly not that bad for them. If they can continue to get their Medusa involved in fights and then keep her safe, they do have an okay shot at coming back here. So net worth 2,000 in favor of Amamake for now. XP is just 1,000 in favor of Raptor Attack though, so they're splitting the difference on that. And interesting build up from the Invoker. I almost thought that he would be going for a Yule Scepter with this, but instead it looks like he's picking up an Aghanim Scepter. Llamacorn, he does manage to take out the full set of Ancients there. He is going for a Radiance, and he's picked up his Sacred Relic. So Midas helping him to get up there. This could be an interesting double core, I guess, lineup for Raptor Attack UK. If they have both the Abaddon and the Medusa wreaking havoc in the fights, that could start to swing things in their favor. But with this lineup, they definitely did choose to go for a late game setup, and they're not really being punished for it right now at all, which definitely works out in their favor. Smoke, it's going to be there for Raptor Attack UK. What exactly are they going to find? There was no vision of it for the Radiant side, and now they're trying to look at where they can initiate on. Meanwhile, Radiant, they're grouped up around their shrine. They infest into way. They may go for a smoke themselves. They're all grouping up here, and they are going to start to use that. And eventually they're going to find somebody showing up at bottom. Now, they can try to get the gang squad out on these heroes pushing in the mid lane. It's just an Abaddon for now. Maybe the Crystal Maiden puts herself in a bad position. She's doing some strange things right now. Medusa actually goes over to the side shop. Wonder what she could be doing over there. Meanwhile, Husky could get cut out. The Axe Call is there. Is it going to be a good one? It hits out on the 2. And the Infest Bomb out as well. Medusa comes in finally with the Stone Gaze. Is it going to be enough, though? Sniper taking some damage. She's over in the trees doing some really good work here. Trying to go onto a Sniper. Now Axe uses a Blade Mail. You can't really keep hitting him now. Turn on that Mana Shield, woman. Turn on the Mana Shield. And now she does. Actually killing off the Axe there, but Sniper doing some pretty good damage. And Antina trying to chase down this Medusa. Gets the first hit with the Echo Saber, the Echo Saber, taking her quite well. Monk is going to be hit with the open wounds. That's going to make it 4 for the Sniper. Can they make it a Rampage? Looks like the Rubik denied himself, most likely with a miscoil. Rampage. There we go. That took a while. Kind of anticlimactic. And Tina. Oh my gosh. These armlet toggles, though. These armlet toggles. He's going to do it. He's not. Oh my gosh. The Exhort just so low from the Invoker that it wasn't going to be killing off the Lifestealer there. It's only level 2 Exhort at this point, meaning that the Sunstrike just does 162.5 damage to a Lifestealer who is armlet toggling. Didn't get caught out. And this guy, man. This freaking Lifestealer keeps keeping himself alive with all of his beautiful toggles. Now the Invoker's still going for an Aghanim Scepter, but right now they've been surpassed by the Sniper, who did fantastic in that last fight. He now picks up the Maelstrom, a Sanjin Yasha, so he's looking to get a huge amount of early game damage out, and the Mjolnir will be next for him. So very aggressive build from the Sniper, and he's doing a lot of work with it as well. Very difficult to kill. Here comes the Axe. They should have vision of this one. Sniper misses the shrapnel a little bit. What's his vision like? He actually sees nobody over there, and they don't pick up Husky either. Interesting little tap there from Amamake Police. Arc is pushing in the top lane for now, just trying to make sure that creep wave gets up there, and they might be looking for a tier 2 tower in the top lane. Like to see Amamake Police actually pushing these towers in quite early. We're 27 minutes in. It's about time they took a tier 2 tower, but they're just going to let the creep wave pursue them back for now. Invoker is going to be jumped on, and they'll pop the Blade Mail for it as well. They popped quite a bit, and the Lifestealer Rage. Now, if you're Raptor Attack UK, you might actually try to initiate off of that one. But the thing is, the Medusa is all the way at bottom, along with the Ogre Magi. They're trying to keep that pushed in while not really losing too much themselves. So that's going to allow Blue Melon to get set up here over in the top lane. Poor Illusion getting assassinated by the Sniper, and they'll go right for the tier 2 tower right now. Husky throws out the Tornado, picks up the Lifestealer with it. He's going to rage and go forward, but the rest of the team really has to stay back. There's a lot of mana will be taken away after that one. Tower taking a lot of damage from the Sniper right now. Shrapnel's going to keep the creep wave out pretty much here. Will be healed up a little bit by the Abaddon, but I'm not exactly sure how far he can go with that. Blue Melon
Radiant's
Keeping
bottom
that creep
tower
wave
is
pushed
under
in.
attack.
Meanwhile, Medusa's still pushing in bottom, and she's doing some okay work here. Axe is going to TP in, and she does see that fully. He's got the lifesteal inside as well, so we'll have to see what happens in the top lane. Lincoln gets popped. That's going to be the open wounds into a call. Medusa in some trouble, has the stone gaze available. She's actually just going to try to TP out, and she, by God, she makes it. Wasn't really a whole much of an issue there for her. Okay, so Invoker actually did finish up the Yule Scepter, but he still needs to pick up his Aghanim Scepter now. So perhaps he just decided to go for the less aggressive build-up though. Very interesting. Raptor attack. Still need to get the Medusa farm. She only has a Winkins and a Mjolnir right now. So it's pretty good for her. But maybe she should consider actually helping her team out instead of going for some split pushing. I don't mind it, but clearly her team is having difficulties in these fights. And I don't know. We'll see if the split pressure continues to be enough for a Radiant side that are just pretty far ahead right now. I mean, they've got about 1,000 gold lead in terms of gold. And Archie forward Lincoln Sphere pop. There's a telekinesis into a frostbite. Stone Gaze gets used, way in some trouble there. He's turning into stone. He's gonna fall after this one though. Gary Saurus is very low. He's gonna be assassinated, but the miscoil is there. And that was her Lincoln's pop as well. Wookie Nookie. Oh no! It's completely bad for him. But the line on the backside of this one is a bit too far for him. And now, looks like RAUK. They're going to try to get into this fight. Gary Saurus, he's trying to play up against the Lifestealer right now. He's working through the Mana Shield right now. Double kill for Lamacorn. I believe that's his Radiance going to work here. And now the Lifestealer has to get out. You can't manage to Armatago away from Radiance like that. They'll pick him up. Triple kill for Lamacorn. Starting to bring his team right back into this match. Gary Saurus will now lead the push down the mid lane for Raptor Attack UK. Beautiful fight for the Raptors here. And now they can go for this tier 2 tower. Gary Saurus moving in here quite quickly.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And they'll be able to take down the tier 2 tower. We'll go over for a couple of Acolyte Prowlers right now. Oh man, Borrowed Time gets popped by Abaddon's Miscoil. But it's not that bad. It's probably going to be off of cooldown anyway by the time he needs it next. Only 700 gold away from Invoker's Aghanim Scepter right now. So even though he took a pit stop for the Yules, he's completely fine to continue to build up here. Meanwhile though, Skull Basher for Lifestealer. So interestingly enough, in the last match, or the last team fight, he really couldn't do enough damage. And I don't know if that was with the Skull Basher or not, but it just seemed really underwhelming from him. So maybe they need something else to try to get through Medusa's Mana Shield, because right now the Lifestealer just isn't really too much of a match for her right now. And she's going to continue to build up items that get her even further ahead right now. She's got the butterfly on the way. So an even greater amount of damage. It would be interesting to see her get Scotty against the Lifestealer. That would help her with the kiting as well as some tankiness against him as well. I think a Scotty would be a pretty good pickup this match. But I like the butterfly as well. Means that the sniper isn't going to be as much of a difficult thing to deal with. What is our sniper at? Oh, he's picked up his Mjolnir. He's actually going for an MKB right now. So I'm not sure why he's going MKB. I guess he did. No, he didn't even see the Medusa going for a butterfly. I guess he just predicts that it's going to be the next item. Way moving around here. What's his vision like? He might know that the Medusa is over here. She's still on the other side of the trees, just kind of sitting there for now. Do they actually move in here? Their vision, don't know if they saw the Rubik moving through. But they'll move over and start to push in the top lane. Looks like they're the aggressors right now. Medusa definitely does have, yeah, oh my gosh, huge net worth and gold change after that last fight. And Raptor Attack UK, they're going to try to push their advantage. Now Medusa does get started on the Butterfly. And Antina trying to go forward. There should be an axe call pretty soon. He's going to think about moving in, but not just yet with the Mjolnir shield still on Gary Sara. Shrapnel placed down behind the Medusa, but she's not taking a huge amount of damage from the it until she actually starts to go through it. Now she turns around with the Stone Gaze down to Antina. Crystal Maiden turned into stone and put it immediately into the tornado. Now she has a tornado of her own, the Yule Scepter Husky. He could get assassinated here, but he's not going to fall just yet. Now it's Antina versus Gary Sars, and finally the Abaddon gets involved in the fight. He doesn't have the borrowed time, though. It's a triple kill for Blue Melon. He took down the Invoker as well. Here comes the assassinate, popping the shield. Ultra kill for Blue Melon. And he could get a little bit more. Ark has the Leister inside. You got to pull him out as well. Gary Sars just TPs away. And that was a fight in which Blue Melon was allowed to roam free the entire time, shooting the sniper stuff from the back lines. And, well, you let a guy with a Mjolnir keep shooting you from the back lines, he's going to get a huge fight. And now we go back the other way in this very back and forth match. Used to be Medusa doing the damage. Now we've got Sniper getting up there. Abaddon had his borrowed time taken a little bit too early, but hopefully he will get a little bit more tanky soon. He does have a blade mail on the way. Remind you that this is a best of 5 grand final. So the winner of this one will be proclaimed the victor of EUC, the division in Echo League season number 1. So pretty high stakes for both of the teams here. Butterfly has been finished up by Medusa after that last terrible engagement. So, I mean, she should have at least another tool for herself here. But after winning that one, the Lifestealer, okay, he's not going for an MKB anymore, which probably would have been the better choice for him. But the Sniper, he's definitely going for his, and he has more than enough gold for buying the item as well as buyback. Maybe getting a drink on the side as well, maybe a little bit of a cocktail for the Sniper. But he's put himself in a pretty good position to try to fight against the Medusa's Butterfly pickup. I mean, he nearly got MKB right when Medusa had the Butterfly being built. So we might actually enter a period in this game where things get very slow with the Radiant side not really being able to push into a Medusa. I would like to see the teams go for Roshan right now. That could definitely help them out. Generally is a very good objective to take when trying to go high ground. And right now Raptor Attack UK, they're sitting around the pit. They're smoked up. Gary Soros makes a beeline for it. But is that actually where they want to go? Looks like it is. So they'll move on into the pit. Llamacorn tanking up the damage for the Medusa. She's actually hitting really quickly here, and that's the effect of the Bloodlust and Curse of Avernus there. She's basically a turret shooting stuff, and they really do need to be... Oh my gosh, she's still hitting so fast with just a Bloodlust then. They really do need to utilize that in the team fights, and if they can, I would also put the Alacrity out onto a Medusa as well. So Lion seems to be going for an Aghanim Scepter. Love that build. Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter. That's all you need as a Lion. Don't need wards at all. I actually do have some pretty okay warding from the teams here. I just remembered that I have to get somebody an interview for the other league that I run. So I guess I'll have to do that at a later point. But right now, both teams have backed away from each other. They don't really seem to want to push too much at all. There is an Aegis on Medusa, so maybe they start to do that pretty soon. She'll put out the Mjolnir shield onto a creep just to make it push a little bit better. Seems to be that the Scotty is going to be next for her, so you just keep the Medusa farming. That's the game plan here for Raptor Attack UK, and they're going to buff up the Medusa pretty much. And this was one of the potentials that I saw for this lineup. straight out of the draft. I mean, she's got a Bloodlust, a Curse of Avernus available, Alacrity there as well. This is a Medusa that's going to shoot out arrows at the speed of at least sound, probably. Maybe not the speed of light. Last time they went for a top push, things didn't go for so well for them. Maybe they go for one here with the Aegis. They haven't really started up to build the Scotty right now at all for Medusa, but it still might not be a bad opportunity. There's also an Abyssal Blade now on the list here, so Amamake police do have a couple of ways to try to combat this. Lion pushing into the top lane with the Medusa. Now here comes a rotation from the Radiant side. They need to try to defend this, but Medusa, look how fast she attacks. She's got the Solar Crest buff on her as well. It's going to take the tower down most likely. King of Amamake coming in with the Glimmer Cape, using it very early there. Could go for a freezing field, going to go right into it, and there's nothing to stop it as well. Borrowed time is there. Axe gets hit, but well, comes in with the blink, immediately gets hit with the tornado though, and now he's going to be taken down. Looks like Medusa can't stop hitting him, but she doesn't even care at all. That's the Aegis down, but Abaddon's dead as well, and Titanna trying to get away. Oh, the Sunstrike will not quite be there. Now it's Blue Melon hitting right up against these heroes as well, and Titanna trying to get away. Husky, oh, nearly dying. This sniper is being allowed to do whatever he wants, but here comes the Medusa with some actual damage, and she's going to manage to win that fight against the sniper eventually. Buybacks available on both him and the Axe, but I'm not sure if Raptor Attack UK are going to stop there, and they could force out these buybacks. Raptor Attack, they did take a pretty big advantage out of that fight. And Titanna moving forward, Lincoln Sphere popped, and we're going to have a pause here as it seemed like the Medusa was lagging quite a bit. So hopefully she manages to be okay, but looks like she did start moving back at the right time. Luckily didn't end up falling there. Helping Wounds was used out onto her, and what's there behind her right now? Just Husky and Wookie Nookie. Mechanism already been used. We'll see what the situation turns into after this game unpauses, but I don't think that the Dara side should be too worried right now. So here we go. They're going to stop chasing Medusa, and the Dara side will TP away. And just throwing out one last tornado to try to take care of the creep wave, and look how low it gets after that. That's one of the things you might not necessarily realize about tornado. It does some pretty stupid damage, like 30. That's the travel distance. 360 damage on the tornado once they come back down. That's kind of substantial, honestly. Gary will move into the jungle right now, still doing a huge amount of farming, and she may or may not. I think she has enough gold for the Scotty with having buyback as well. So still, even though they lost the Aegis, Raptor Attack UK might think about pushing their advantage here. They put the Wraith Band into the inventory. This one could turn out well for Raptor Attack UK, especially with the Scotty now on Medusa. Makes her really difficult to kill, and she's got the slowing effect on her attacks as well, so if the Lycier doesn't have rage, she can still kite him quite a bit. This puts in a situation where all of our tier 2 towers are dead, and Titanna ready to go forward here, popping the Lincolns on Gary Sars, but he'll get away without being slowed there. And meanwhile inside the jungle, Axe will call Abaddon. I don't know if that was lucky or not. There's the blade nail. He did take a Sunstrike to the face. Llamacorn already with the borrowed time down. Will get stunned up. There's a freezing field, and he doesn't get the chance to get away. He was telekinesed up. Now Monk in some trouble as well. He's going to follow the supporter. Just absolutely wrecked now for Raptor Attack, and Ark wanted to do a little bit more on the side. Axe maybe looking for a blink call, but he's too far away at this point. So Raptor Attack UK will have to lick their wounds after that one. Sometimes you just get caught out like in Abaddon and you don't have borrowed time, and that was exactly what happened there. So we've got a Hurricane Pike being built for Medusa now. Needs some kind of mobility around these fights, and you may as well if you have a Dragon Lance anyway. Sniper might think about it soon as well, but he's going to go for an Eye of Scotty first. And I guess this just sets up a push for the Radiant side. They've been feeling very confident after a lot of their pushes to date in this match. This one might go well for them as well. Wei will move up, trying to cut the creep wave a little bit, and the initiation from Raptor attack will most likely come in from the side with a Lion Blink into stun. Do the Dire see this? They actually have... Well, the Dire have pretty okay vision. Medusa's going to get taunted, and there's an immediate tornado from the Invoker. Sniper on the back lines. He's going to get slowed down a little bit here by Antina. He has not been taken care of at all, and the Sniper's still hitting just so much force from the back lines. Assassinate will be there, and a beautiful misquote actually to keep Gary Saris alive, but this is a very scary Amamake police squad here. And I don't think they have to be worried about too much right now from Raptor Attack UK. They seem to have a pretty good handle on this match. Lamacorn goes forward, will be hit by so much damage. Borrow time will be there. He's still getting hit. Wei wants to come in with a call, does get it. Takes away most of his mana, but the Abaddon cannot stay alive at all. King of Amamake will fall to the Mystic Snakes of Medusa. And she will start getting hit by Sniper on the low ground. Wei trying to move around here, but he's been slowed down way too much. Now some lucky headshot procs, and Antina trying to get in. There's a telekinesis into a Sunstrike that's actually going to kill off the Lifestealer, and the Sniper is going to fall. Monk fingers the axe. He gets a double, and a couple of heroes on the side of Amamake are dead now. And this is starting to turn a little bit more into a clown fiesta. Raptor attack up 900 gold after that last fight. And let's see. Monk nearly has his Aghanim Scepter. Invoker still looking for a Scythe of Ice, but he should have that pretty soon. And Ogre Magi just wants to ward. What does our Medusa have? She's still building towards the Hurricane Pike. Ogre has a mechanism still. It's not too much item progression on him. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, Sniper could go for an Eye of Scotty pretty soon, but I think he just wants to make sure that that is the right item. We now have a Desolator on the Lifestealer. So a couple of items being built up here, definitely beneficial to the teams. I'll try to go for the talents right now as well, just so people can see what's going on here in terms of that. Got more tornadoes for the Invoker. It's really been setting up a lot of these fights this game. And Lifestealer for some reason puts the Desolator into his backpack. That's kind of strange. Generally you do want to try to get the utility out of that.
Money changes hands. Tribute to my house.
Still, I mean, both sides are down to just tier 3 towers in their base right now. They have no outer towers on the map at all. This is a Medusa game, so it's bound to be pretty slow. But the players are still getting quite a bit of damage and items built up. We now have a Diffusal Blade now for the snipers, so they have a little bit more to take care of the Medusa's mana shield. So actually with that pickup of the Diffusal Blade, if Sniper can focus the Medusa down, I think that Amamake should definitely win this next fight. They need to put themselves in a good position, but I think they definitely do have what it takes to become EUC champ. No, I'm just kidding. It's a little bit too overdramatic there. Husky moves over to mid. Try to clear the creep wave out with the tornado, but hasn't been initiated on at all by the Dire side, or by the Radiant side rather. They're just playing around inside his own jungle. Invoker still moving around. He's actually going for a Shiva's Guard next. Doesn't really seem to be caring too much for the buyback. Oh, Husky sees Arc. Is he actually going to go on this one? Crystal Maiden is close. Crystal Maiden could stop the Invoker for a couple seconds. He gets the Ghost Walk out onto the Rubik, and there's the Hex into Cold Snap into a very, very dead Rubik.
You die as you lived, insipid and ignorant.
A little bit more attack speed for Gary Saurus pretty soon with an Assault Cuirass being completed. We'll have to see how much that works for him. Meanwhile, I don't see an Assault Cuirass at all from the Radiant side, so it's going to create a couple moments in this game where Raptor Attack UK, they have more of an advantage. Now Roshan does get scouted out by Monk, and he's probably going to call his team over there. TP comes through from Abaddon. He's got to get in the pit to tank for Medusa, who walks over there very quickly with the help of Bloodlust. And they'll move right into this one. Again, not really contested at all by Amamake. And surprisingly enough, we're at 47.5 minutes into this game. That's what you get when you draft a Medusa. And somehow pro games last even longer with Medusa. So we'll see what that means for Raptor Attack UK. Right now, Medusa, she's picked up her Butterfly, her Scotty. She's thinking about Assault Cuirass next, but she's still keeping buyback like a very controlled and disciplined person. They're not just spending all of their money. Definitely good for investment. And she invests into picking the next right item for her build up here. She's been going for an Assault Cuirass for a while, and just as I was praising her for saving buyback, she's actually below it right now because she did buy some things. But still, both teams kind of looking at each other for now. Now Medusa does not have money for buyback, now has the Assault Cuirass, and is going to be mostly using the Butterfly now for move speed, since she's put her boots into her backpack, which, I don't know, boots are kind of unwieldy. They don't really fit in backpacks too well. Right now, though, Raptor Attack UK, they have absolutely got to push in the bottom lane as a group. Whenever they do pushing, they really need to do it as a group. Otherwise, I feel like they're just going to continue to get steamrolled by the Radiant side. Medusa's still pushing this one in. Invoker is making his way over there. He really does need to be present for this one. Medusa ready to go forward. No, she doesn't have a 4-step back. I believe that's on the courier. Or in the base. That's a possibility. Where the heck is her Hurricane Pike? Did she just lose it? Did she sell her Dragon Lance? I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that. I mean, she might have sold it. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. A lion with an eggs and a finger. That seems like a very painful combination if I'm the Radiant side. Abaddon does start to take down the medium creep camp there. But still, I mean, this game has basically been creeps hitting each other. So, if we're going to have creeps hitting each other, I think we all know what we have to do instead of actually commentating on what the heroes are doing. We're going to commentate on anything that's happening on the map. So, with that being said, I'd like to bring our attention over to the top lane, where we currently have a couple of creeps hitting each other here. We're going to go back to our creep battles because nothing is happening on the map. Oh, actually in the bottom lane, I think this is a pretty good battle. So the dire creeps are making their way in here. Jimmy seems to be leading the way for themselves. They're going to pick up one melee creep. They're going to get another one as well. And now the ranged creeps, they are going to be trying to valiantly hold their line until the next wave comes up. And it looks like they did their job, even though both of them are dead. And Jimmy's dead as well here on the bottom lane. But luckily for the dire side, another wave does manage to make its way up here. I guess I can put the buyback status up right now as well, since that is kind of important. But the dire creeps seem to be winning out on this bottom lane right now, but those two range creeps, they are valiantly trying to spur their line forward here in the bottom lane. Looks like we could have some interference pretty soon by the Abaddon and Invoker, but right now the creep battle is still raining being ever present here at bottom. Oh no, here comes Husky. Looks like he wants to try to wreck this one completely. Uses the alacrity, and these creeps are falling left and right. Poor creeps. They cannot stand against the Invoker. He really didn't need to put out too much effort there at all in order to push this one in. So the creep wave will continue to advance in through the bottom lane, and that poor little creep who was badly injured did not go back to the infirmary before he went back to the lane. Actually, now in the top lane, Medusa starts to take a little bit of damage, but now a blink in from the line. He goes into an air spike onto the snipers, taking a lot of damage here. Finger onto Arc. He's not going to be able to stay alive for too much longer at all. I believe that was a freezing field that was just used and taken out by the Crystal Maiden. All 4-staff right into a lot of damage now, and Titana trying to do some really big work on the Medusa. She's got the Aegis though, and then Titana can only do so much. Sniper still trying to do some work on the backside. Here comes the tornado and completely misses from Husky. Husky is going to see that the Leicester gets hexed, and he's not going to be able to stay alive. Ultra kill for the Medusa, and they still want to try to get a little bit more. Abaddon riding right in the base, looking to get the Sniper down, and Sniper is going to turn around with some damage. Blade Mail gets used. Sniper has to back up. Gary Star is trying to pursue this one. Axe calls. Where's the call coming? He bought back. He could get a great call on the 3. Gets it on the 1. Invoker caught out, though. That's important for the Radiant side. And Husky not going to get killed off until he finally is by Arc. Finally getting him. Now the finger goes out of the way. Sniper is dead. Rubik's going to be gone as well. Sniper buys back. He needs to try to defend these racks away from Gary Sars. And Gary Sars is way too scared of the range of Sniper, as well as the control that he might have behind him. So now that leaves Abaddon all as lonesome here. He does have to borrow time. Does Medusa get back into this one? We got the fight recap for you. About 6,000 gold in favor of Raptor attack here, but it could go back the way of Amamake here. Does it actually manage to? Blade Mail used by Llamacorn. The Sniper does not want to try to play through that once again. Crystal Maiden will glimmer her glimmer cape herself back up. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, though, we talked about that creep war, and it looks like they did manage to do a little bit of damage to a tier 3 tower. So Valiant Creeps managed to push all the way up here, and looks like they are the MVP of that last fight. So with that being said, we did have a couple of buybacks used in that last fight. Only the Medusa and Invoker have them up right now. Buybacks were used on Rubik, Axe, and Sniper. So all Radiant side here is meaning that the next push into the Radiant base is going to be a little bit more effective for the Dire side if they can continue to keep up that kind of performance. The lack of buybacks is really just going to end up hurting the Radiant side overall. But meanwhile, while we wait for another fight, we can go back to creep battles on the bottom lane. So we've got some melee creeps arriving here. It looks like we will have a little bit of interference from Antitana. Will make his way into the lane. He's going to get the minus off onto one of those creeps. May as well check through the items real quick and the talents. Talents, items. Diffuse the blade, losing the dragon lance there. Talents. Talents. I don't want to watch these guys. I want to watch the creeps. So I'll just quickly mouse through these. I don't have any insight on the talents. Pipe of Insight picked up by the axe. Nothing new for the Medusa. She's kind of stopped. Did she actually get the... Yeah, she did build up a moon charge, so she had that. Guess might be going for an MKB soon. You're an Octarine Core for Invoker. Why am I here again? I don't want to be here. Ogre Magi will have a 4-staff. We've got nearly a Lotus Sword for the Lion. And then finally, Abaddon seems to want to build up a heart. But what we're really interested in here is the creep battles at bottom. So the Radiant creeps are going to be pushing in through the Dire side here. Range creeps trying to do a lot. I believe that's a smoke actually from the Radiant side. Do they catch out anybody here? Abaddon is showing himself at mid, and there's a jump in by the axe, not stacking with the telekinesis at all. Abaddon's going to have his first life taken away from him here. The borrowed time popped, and the Dire side don't really seem like they're going to be making it back in the fight anytime soon at all. He's going to be taken right down. Tornado is there, only hits onto the Life Stealer. EMP is going to be there as well, and the Life Stealer can't get out. That's all of his mana taken away. Very annoying if you are the Radiant side, but the Sniper are still on the high ground doing a lot of damage. The Meatball's going to run over him a little bit, but he has the Glimmer Cape to keep him safe from some of the damage. And it's only the Abaddon falling for now. In the top lane, Dire side creeps pushing this one in. The Radiant, they will receive reinforcements in just a little bit, but the double catapult from this Dire side is proving to be a little bit too effective for them. And I think that the Radiant side are going to have some difficulties with this one. Flanking maneuver from Jimmy over there. Jimmy coming around the side of the Radiant creep. And it looks like the range creeps have switched their attention over him. Looks like Jimmy is going to be punished for his flanking efforts, but he does set up his team for a pretty good engagement at top. I think that the Radiant side are going to eventually have to put a little bit more manpower towards this one. And Arc will move up and just fade bolt the crap out of that one. And they'll continue to hit that with the sniper. So looks like the Radiant heroes have decided that the dire creep wave at top is too good to allow to push in anymore. So we'll see if this pushes up at all. Radiant creeps will valiantly make their way down the top lane, or up the top lane, depending on how you look at it. And now Ronald. Ronald is this guy right here. He's trying to spur his team to victory, but his forces are dwindling around him, and poor Ronnie, he is going to fall. Meanwhile, in the jungle, though, we have a setup. Axe with a call out to Medusa. Medusa in some trouble. She is going to be trying to stack up as much there. Doesn't actually get the stone gaze off, and she doesn't have an Aegis, which means that that death is going to be permanent. Now the Invoker trying to get some stuff done here, but looks like the Radiant are going to settle for farming some creeps instead of killing anybody else. The Rubik tried to get a little bit more blood, but couldn't really pick it up there. Way moving around here. Husky. Oh, he's not going to see him, unfortunately. Does see the Ancients getting done, but he's going to go for a bit more of a direct path over to the dire side. And what does he see? He sees Invoker over there. Can he move fast enough? The Invoker's going to see him, and he goes forward. Doesn't get the call out on the Monk, unfortunately. That's going to be, I guess, just a continuation of the Radiant side push. Wade does have the blink available in just 2 seconds. Tornado comes through. It's only going to pick up the creep wave for now, taking them quite low. Blade Mail popped by Llamacorn, and Blue Melon really doesn't want to try to hit that, but he does want to try to hit the tower for now, which does take some damage. We got the Tornado coming through, lifting and putting down the Sniper. He's still at level 25, still at the same old items that he had before. 6,400 gold on him. Do we have a rapier sometime? I mean, we're 59 minutes in. We may as well at some point. Alright, Tornado comes through. EMP will be there. This Quill stolen by the Rubik here, so he could deny himself again. I know a lot of people in Dota do want to make themselves dead. Blue Melon, nice force step up, will be picked up by the Tornado, but a beautiful Axe, Blink, Call, Infest. The damage should be real. Blue Melon down to the backlines. He can go back in with some damage as well, but he's got to be careful of the Blade Mails. There's the Shiva's Guard being popped. Lifestealer in some trouble. He's getting turned into a pig. He's being stunned. He gets the Infest, but he's going to pop right out of the Axe, who immediately died. Invoker by his back. Monk in some trouble. He's healing up right next to the Shrine. That Assassinate is not going to kill him off there. Medusa gets back into the fight. 60 minutes in this game, and only an Axe ends up falling after a base push. Nice constraint from the Radiant side to make sure that they don't lose too much there. But can Raptor Attack UK push this in? We've got an Axe on the sidelines for 83 more seconds, and his buyback is up right now. Just came off of cooldown. Raptor Attack UK could have a pretty good claim to pushing up to the base right now, but can they actually pick up a fight, especially if the Axe buys back? We'll see how much priority they put onto his gold. But instead, a couple of heroes might start to push in through top. Fortification gets used. Llamacorn really can't just sit there. The Sniper moves up perhaps a little bit too far forward, but now with the Telekinesis, huge damage from the Sniper. Blade Mail gets popped, and the Sniper just stops attacking Llamacorn. Borrow Time popped over at the mid lane. Husky picks up a range strikes for himself, and the tier 3 tower gets taken by Raptor Attack UK. This is the time for Amamake Police to just write out a couple tickets, get some warrants here to try to get a couple of dire side kills. There's a beautiful claw on the 2. Leicester putting out some damage. Oh no, poor Crystal Maiden must have killed herself off on a Blade Mill or something, because Gary Saris just killed the Crystal Maiden, so I guess it wasn't a Blade Mill. But in any case, the damage was a bit too much for her to be that far up on. But there's still a hold at the base. 2 end up falling for the dire side. They lose the Medusa and the Lion. Medusa currently at 44,000 gold, putting the Boots of Travel level 1 in her backpack. Are we going to see a Divine Rapier sometime? Wei will move forward. Time for that second push into the base. Because this time the buybacks probably won't be there. Blue Melon will go forward. He knows that the Sunstriker is down now. Tornado comes through, only picking up the creep wave, trying to get it out of here. Sniper's attacking so quickly with his gun right now, and he's nearly... Oh, nice deny by the Invoker, but he's going to go right for Llamacorn. Llamacorn does have the borrow time available. He's going to use it right there. Has the Octarine Core is available as well, so he's healing up just a little bit right now. Blue Melon still wants to try to hit him through the borrow time, but... he's not going to be able to find the range to do so. Now Wei still wants to go forward, wants to get the blink call. He could just blink away from the EMP, but instead he's going to lose all his mana. That was off of cooldown, I believe, but Llamacorn is going to fall. Has buyback, uses it immediately. Medusa will be back in 13 seconds. They're just doing the trade for the racks right now, and Ogre Magi moves up too far forward. Amamake Police putting themselves in a good position for this one. Raptor attack, UK. They do get their Medusa back, so it's just a set of racks in the mid lane for that one. These fights are so close between the two teams. They're not committing too hard. They're being very disciplined, very controlled as they go for these fights. And now the Radiant side will take one of the shrines off the map, trying to even the score with those. But with that being said, we've got Roshan available. The scan from the Dire is not going to hit, which actually could mean that Raptor Attack UK pick up the Roshan and the cheese. We look at the net worth right now. It was at 30,000 in favor of Raptor Attack UK, which means that if Amamake win this one, this is probably one of the larger comebacks that people are going to see in Dota 2. I mean, harkening back to the big comeback here. Actually, hold that thought. Blink in, call on the 2 by Wei. Medusa trying to do some good damage. EMP stolen by the Ruby. That's actually very effective against Medusa. She's going to fall. No Aegis has been taken just yet. Llamacorn has a borrow time popped inside of the Roshan pit, but the sniper is still doing some huge damage, and they're going to take down a little bit more. Husky up on the high ground. He's going to use the Ghost Walk to get away, but that should be the Aegis belonging to the Radiant side. They'll use the Dust of Appearance, seeing if the Invoker sticks around, but he doesn't at all. He really can't. He has to go and defend the bottom lane. There's the Aegis. There's the cheese all on the ground for Antitina to pick it up, and he gets the Aegis on his person as well as the cheese. They could go in for the base push right now, and the net worth lead continues to just continue. It continues to dwindle away from Raptor Attack. I mean, clearly they had a huge amount of gold there, but a lot of that was a Medusa, and now the sniper's been picking it up a lot. Blue Melon moves in. Husky throws out the tornado. Okay, call is not going to hit. Husky trying to move around here. Medusa buys back. She did keep that up. Can they defend their tier 4 towers right now? Because that's exactly what the sniper is going for. Tornado goes through. It's going to pick up the sniper. EMP is there to take all of the mana away from Antitina. He's going to fall. No more mana, but he's got the Aegis. Now Invoker in some trouble. Sniper doing some huge damage from the backside. He is going to fall to the sniper as the dominating streak is there. And now Gary Sars in some trouble as well. Look at all the effects just building up on him. They're going to take him down. 110 seconds on the buyback. It has to be it. Amamake completing a huge comeback down from a 30,000 net worth disadvantage, and that should be game number 1 of this best of 5 grand final going the way of Amamake, and it was just a huge comeback. And finally they do take down another Lion kill, and then the base. GG's been called, and they'll show that 30,000 net worth lead don't mean nothing. And we'll see if they can ride that momentum and get into game number 2. They do have a long way still to go in this best of 5 finals, but we'll see how the teams change up their drafts in response to this last game. But that's going to do it for game number 1. We've got some more action in the Echo League season number 1 coming up right up next for you guys in just a few moments. So make sure you stick around. We've got some blackjack, some hookers, and a lot of fun coming up in just a few minutes. So stick around, guys. I'm sure I'll make it worth your while.